All right. Hey now, guys. What is happening? I am finally back home. It's almost getting dark outside, so I got a little bit of natural lighting to do this vid for you guys. Wow. Okay, so volume 3, Freedom, right? Yes, volume 3 of Freedom. Unfortunately, we had to skip volume 2. Well, we didn't have to skip it. Marvel decided to skip it for us. No volume 2 of Silver Surfer for whatever reason. It's been 12 years now since epics have come out. We still don't have a volume 2 of Silver Surfer, which I'm pretty sure would be the first volume, issues 1 through 18 from 1968 to 1970. I don't know why I'm doing that with my hands, kind of annoying. Written by Stan Lee and artwork by John Buscema, which I'm just dying and craving to finally read, but it has not been released. So Volume 1 had a collection of Fantastic Four issues featuring the Silver Surfer, his first appearance, Galactus' first appearance, Silver Surfer's appearances fighting the Thing, Doctor Doom, coming back here and there. Okay. I was going to say, what was... I already forgot what 72, 74 through 77 were of Fantastic Four, but it... Psycho Man... all that, the whole thing, Psycho Man, and then Galactus coming back to get him as his herald. That's right. How quickly we forget, right? Anyway, that was volume 1. We skipped volume 2, and now we're up to volume 3, guys. Freedom. And by the way, I did take the weekend off, Saturday and Sunday. Obviously, you know what the weekend is. Just because I wanted to. So I didn't start reading this until Monday, and I finished it today. So par for the course, even though it seems like it was 5 days. It was 5 days ago since the last review. I just took 2 days off, and now I'm back. Read this, started it Monday, read it, finished it today. Oh boy, okay, let's get into it, guys. This covers Epic Illustrated number 1, which is an 8-page story written by Stan Lee. I'm gonna put this over here just to let you guys know. This is what I'm reviewing, volume 3 of Freedom. Epic Illustrated number 1, which came out in 1980, was actually written by Stan Lee. And actually, not gonna lie, Stan Lee actually wrote a really interesting, intriguing, very poetic story about basically Silver Surfer, who is still the herald of Galactus at this point. But it was published in 1980, way after he left his heraldship. Silver Surfer basically asks Galactus, hey, what's on the other end of the universe? I'd like to go and find out. Galactus is like, nothing, really. And Silver Surfer's like, well, I'd like to go and see for myself. Is that okay with you? And Galactus is like, yeah, sure, go. So then Silver Surfer just takes off on his board and realizes that, I hate using the word basically, because my guy says basically a lot, so I'm getting it from him. So pretty much, Silver Surfer goes in a loop. Basically, the universe, the infinity that is space, is basically one loop. There I go again. Basically, it's pretty much one loop. And Silver Surfer is like, "What the fuck? How did you beat me here?" And Galactus is like, "I didn't beat you here. You never left." So, in a sense, the story just I don't want to say basically. The story is pretty much nothing, but it's a good, meaningful, existential, thought-provoking story. It has written by Stan Lee, artwork by John Buscema, and I actually liked it. A really good way to start the book off. Then we get, what did we get? Did we go right into, and then we get the Silver Surfer one-shot, volume 2 from 1982, written and drawn by John Byrne. So we have John Byrne in full writers and artist mode. And it's a 50-page book, so it's a big book, but it reads very fast, basically. Silver Surfer questions, how the fuck am I going to get off Earth? He's still imprisoned on Earth, by the way. Galactus erected the barrier back when Silver Surfer betrayed him, and he helped the Fantastic Four back in 48 through 50. Galactus is like, okay, you're no longer my herald, but I'm going to take like a third of your power, your cosmic power, and you're exiled here on Earth. So fast forward to not 1982 in Marvel time, but 1982 our time. Surfer is still stuck on Earth, and he's like, how the fuck do I get out of here? So he gets help from the Fantastic Four, naturally, and he manages to get through the barrier when the planets align or something. You know, Richard, Mr. Fantastic just is like, okay, we got one shot and one shot only. So when the planets align, I'm going to use this device I created, because why not? Comic books. And you're going to also use your power cosmic to blast through the barrier, and it's all going to come together at the same time, and you're going to be free. So naturally, they do it. Silver Surfer's free, and he's like, all right, yes, I'm past the barrier. So then he goes home to the planet of Zenlaw. And now this is where I don't know if the 1 through 18, the first volume of Silver Surfer talks about Zenlaw. I think it does. Shalabal and all that stuff. But he finally goes home to Zenlaw and discovers that it's been desiccated by Galactus. Apparently, Galactus, after he dumped Surfer on Earth, he went back to Zenlaw, drained it, because his covenant with Silver Surfer was null and void. Without Surfer, and Galactus is hungry, he's gonna eat, fucking did everybody dirty, because the point was, Silver Surfer gave himself as Galactus's herald in exchange for sparing Zenlaw. This Zenlavians, that's what they're called. The people of Zenlaw are called Zenlavians. And to spare them and not kill them, Galactus said, okay, you're my herald, whatever. So now that he's no longer his herald, Galactus goes back on his word and drains Zenlaw dry. Fortunately, though, the people, the Zenlavians, escaped in rocket ships. And we learned that, here's the thing. We learned that Galactus has a heart. He has a heart in the sense that he doesn't want to kill people or humanity, living things, like carelessly, heartlessly. He's not a villain. Like Dr. Doom, I don't think is really a villain, or Magneto is a true villain, although we need antagonists and bad guys, which are actually two different things, by the way. But Stan Lee, being Stan Lee, doesn't give us, the readers, concrete reasons for why villains do what they do. The reason is, for Galactus, he has to feed. Anyway, so that happens. Silver Surfer discovers, oh, fuck, But he discovers, actually, that the Zenlavians have returned, and they blame Surfer for it. Surfer then discovers that Mephisto has stolen Shalabal, his beloved, who's... No, she's not the Empress yet. She does become the Empress later, because she attains some of Surfer's power cosmic. She's returned back to Zenlaw when Surfer defeats Mephisto, and then she just walks, and then plants start growing. She brings life back to Zenlaw even after Galactus has destroyed it. So then they made her the Empress. Now, unfortunately, Surfer, in order to save Shalabal, had to go back to Earth, first to Latveria. I forget the reason why, but he went to Latveria because I guess he thought Dr. Doom was behind it. Because Doom had a woman who was basically Shalabal, but not. So he thought that she was Shalabal, even though it wasn't. But it turns out that Mephisto had Shalabal. So he had to go underground to hell to save her soul and bring her back. It's a whole convoluted, not convoluted in a bad way, but there's a lot. There's just a lot. In 50 pages, you got to read this. But it comes out very well, and I applaud John Byrne for a very good story. Then, guys, from that, we go right into the third volume of Silver Surfer from 1987 until it cancels in 1999 with issue 146, which will be in volume 14, by the way. And here we have Steve Englehart, and I love Steve Englehart's writing. I like his sense of politics without being too preachy. There's a lot of cheeky humor. And he has Marshall Rogers as the penciler, who does an adequate job. Marshall Rogers, I do recall him penciling Doctor Strange's books in the 70s. He didn't really stand out to me for whatever reason, but he does good. He does fine. He does well with Silver Surfer. Pretty much we get 1 through 14, the first 14 issues of the third volume, and we get this extended, dare I say, pun intended, an epic storyline that involves the Surfer, Galactus, of course, Galactus has to be there. Nova, who is now Galactus's new herald. Galactus being Frankie Ray, who was the former girlfriend of Johnny Storm, the Human Torch. And then there's the Elders of the Universe. There's a second Kree Skrull War. A lot of deception, a lot of deceit. The Skrulls apparently have lost their powers. They can't transform because of the freeze. So something happened in Fantastic Four Annual 19 and Avengers Annual 17, which have not been released in either volume. I'm assuming that's in 1986. So probably Avengers Volume 14, whenever that comes out, and Fantastic Four Volume 16. Again, these have not come out yet. Or wait, no, I'm sorry. Or maybe it was Avengers Volume 15. Whenever that comes out, and Fantastic Four Volume 16. Jesus, I'm confused, guys. I think that it's in the 1986 annual. So when that releases, whenever they release, whenever Marvel decides to release them, we'll find out what happens. But anyway, the Skrulls can't transform. They have no powers. So they panic and think that the Kree find out, they're going to take over the Skrull Empire. The Skrull Empire. The Empress Raquel, who was for those of you who may not remember, she was the Empress in Uncanny X-Men 137 during the Dark Phoenix saga, the trial of Dark Phoenix. Lilandra is asking the supreme intelligence of the Kree and that green woman of the Skrull. That's Empress Raquel. She apparently died. She had murdered her husband, who was the Emperor, and became the Empress. Now she's dead. I forget how or why. And now there are 5 dudes pretending to be emperor, not pretending, but they claim to be the emperors of the Skrull Empire. And so this one emperor named Kylor has taken charge to attack the Kree. He has spies in the Kree Empire. One of them is this chick named Nenora, who has a boyfriend who's a Skrull who had transformed. I forget what it was called. It's a really crazy alien name. I can't even pronounce it unless I look it up. But it's a woman. And a guy Skrull morphed into a woman and now has to stay a woman. This is in issue 11. God, I should show you. It's in Silver Surfer 11. We actually see a lesbo kiss, guys. We see like 2 women kissing. However, one of them is really a man. So it's technically a man and a woman. It's a heterosexual kiss, but you see basically 2 women kissing. Okay, so I don't know. This is the artwork. This is Esperita, who's with the West Coast Avengers. Somehow she's with the Collector. This is part of the whole thing with the Elders of the Universe. Mantis comes back. Mantis is involved too. Shalabal gets dragged in. Oh, my hair. Look at that. The Supreme Intelligence, he comes back. He's doing all sorts of shit. There's stuff going on with the blue skin Krees and the pink skin Krees. A lot of stuff. Okay, so this is the okay, I don't know if you guys can see it, but this is the Skrull who's a chick, but it's really a dude. Oh God, it's so cool because the plotting and the pacing is so unique. Hold on, where the fuck is it? Hold on. Guys, by the way, read it. I definitely recommend this volume. It just came out actually last year, I believe, in second print. This is the first print by R.R. Donnelly, guys, 2015. So this is a 10-year-old book. Smells like shit, but I love it, though. Oh, my God. All right, guys. Oh, my God. Look at this sequence, guys. This fucking sequence of... So this is where Silver Surfer has to decide between saving Mantis's life and Shalabal because the Elders of the Universe are fucking with him. And he chooses Shalabal. But look at that. It's got like Gene Colan written all over it. But man, look at that. Look at those paneling. It's just one big swoop across 2 pages. Like a splash page divided into panels. Oh my God. So epic. So yeah, Marshall Rogers actually outdid himself. This is where the Elders of the Universe are creating their planets. Okay, I can't find a lesbo kiss. But trust me, it looks like 2 lesbians are kissing. So check it out for you. Oh, and the tits are like hanging down to here. Anyway, so while the Kree and the Skrull are engaged in a second war with each other, the Elders of the Universe, oh my God, and they come out. They come out to be okay. So the members are Grandmaster, Collector, Gardener, Runner, Champion. Did I say Gardner? Yeah, I did. Champion, I did, right? Traitor. There's Traitor. There's Contemplator. There's Obliterator. That's 8 so far. I think that's all of them. Ego the living planet, who apparently, it's a sentient planet, who apparently is an elder of the universe. That's like 9 right there. They're all conspiring to kill Galactus in order to destroy the universe, recreate it back together so that they can be the supreme rulers of the universe. In a sense that, not in a sense, I hate that word too. Howard Stern says that a lot, in the sense. Basically, in the sense, I hate these fucking words. Okay. How do I, okay. So, they want to kill Galactus because apparently Galactus is older than they are, older than the elders of the universe. I don't know how that came to be, but it is. So they're itchy and salty with that fact that Galactus is older than them, even though they've lived for 5 billion years. That's how old they are. 5 billion years. Some of them say like 5.5 billion years. I know Contemplator says that. He's like, I'm 5.5 billion years old. Like, who cares? And they've done nothing with their lives in 5.5 billion years, except try to rule the universe. But then Galactus finds out. Silver Surfer and Nova are joined together. Surfer helps Galactus because Galactus... Oh, yeah, and in the first issue, by the way, which is another double-sized issue, Galactus finally reneges on the barrier. So now Silver Surfer is now able to fly anywhere he pleases, back to Earth, in outer space, wherever. He can roam the spaceways however he chooses. But he still decides, hey, I'll help you out. Why not? He rescues Nova from the Skrull or the Kree because the Kree or the Skrull were trying to use Galactus to destroy the other. It's a little confusing. I forget already. But it's pretty cool. The champion from the Elders fights him in issue 1. Then the Runner tries. Every Elder tries to defeat Surfer, but they just can't. Surfer's just too fucking good. And this extends for 14 issues. But I wouldn't say it was... Issues 1 and 2 were their own stories, and I would say 3 through 9 were the first storyline, and then 10 was the aftermath of that storyline, and then 11 through 14 was the next storyline. The next storyline had Surfer and Nova teaming up to find the Contemplator, because fucking Galactus is like, he literally ate and consumed the other elders. The Contemplator escaped. He hooked up with these space pirates that are led by this dude named, not Reptile, but Reptile, Reptyl, Reptile. And then Reptile eats the Contemplator, like, just devours him and throws his head out in space. And Galactus sends both Surfer and Nova to find Contemplator. Mantis is involved. Wait, God, there's so much. Jesus, I forgot that the Elders made a pact with Death that they can't enter her realm. Death is a woman, apparently. So now they're truly immortal. But for some reason, when Galactus... What happened? Something happened, so now the Elders can die. Galactus consumes them. 3 Elders go into wormholes. Their suns are destroyed. Their planets are destroyed. And Galactus just consumes the rest. And Contemplator escapes, but of course he gets eaten. So that now they're done. The Kree and the Skrull are having their war. But then the Kree are undone because in the command, the Supreme Intelligence has gone crazy because the Silver Surfer took the Soul Gem. Apparently the Supreme Intelligence had the same Soul Gem, the 6th Soul Gem that Thanos used to power up the Gauntlet way back when he fought the Avengers and the Thing and Spider-Man back in Avengers Annual number 7. So it's all over the place, guys. But Supreme Intelligence is no longer ruling the Kree. Now it's Nenora, who's really a Skrull spy. But then she kills her lover, who's now a chick named Aptak with the hanging titties, the hanging gorilla titties, and kills Emperor Kylor. So it's just all over the place, guys. But it's fun. It's fun. At one point, it becomes a bit of a joke book, like a comedy book, like She-Hulk, when they fight the Obliterator in issue 5, and they draw the Obliterator with this what was his name? Zedar, Robert Zedar, who played Maniac Cop. Look him up, Maniac Cop. They literally gave Obliterator this huge chin, like a jawline. Excuse me, not chin, but the jawline is like, and it was weird. That's my point. Yeah, and then it wraps up with Ronan the Accuser, who's a Kree soldier, is sent by Nenora. But of course, they think Nenora is a Kree, but a blue-skinned Kree, but it's really a Skrull. And then Ronan helps save. And there's a second Silver Surfer who's slaughtering Kree soldiers, but it turns out to be a Skrull who, when the freeze happened, when the Skrulls lost all their powers, he was in mid-transformation. So apparently, the Skrulls, if they had transformed into something, they're stuck. So if they're a cow, they're stuck. If they're a woman with hanging gorilla titties, they're stuck, like Aptak. So this one Skrull was stuck posing as Silver Surfer when Captain Marvel died, and the Silver Surfer over there turned out to be the Skrull. Anyway, there's a lot, guys. So my point is, read the fucking book, guys. Volume 3, Freedom. It ends with a Skrull coming to Earth and I guess setting off a doomsday device that will destroy Earth, but we'll see what happens in the next volume. Mantis, gosh. So I also forgot, Mantis is back. She's now green-skinned because she married the Kotati. As we know, the Prime Kotati. She has a son somewhere out there. She's still annoying as ever, talking about herself in the third person as this one, which I can't stand. Shalabal is jealous of Mantis because Shalabal is now the Empress of Zenla. And this is in issue 2. So Silver Surfer returns to her and is like, hey, let's get married. She's like, no, I'm the Empress now. I have my duties to our people. And then Surfer's like, okay, fuck you. Deuces, I'm out. So then by issue 3, he's on his own. But he comes back and helps Shalabal because the Kree and the Skrull are having their war and Zenla is caught in the middle. But Mantis also helps him out. She lets him know about the Elders of the Universe and their plan. This goes on for like issue 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But she helps him out. But she dies because of the Elders. But she's not dead, of course. Spoiler. Her son, she has a child who actually you'll find out in Marvel Fanfare number 51, which is the very last story. Giant-sized 40-page story. Supervillains Classic, number 1, we learned the origin of Galactus, which I loved. We learned that he was Galan from the planet Ta, and how he became Galactus. That's really cool. And that's pretty much it. I can't think of anything else. And I think we're at, 23 minutes. Okay, good. Right? All right, guys. So that's that with that review. I'm going to shut my mouth now before I let you know, or rather I show you the next book, the next volume, Volume 4, Parable, which is so cool. Look at this. Galactus socking the In-Betweener. Look at that. The In-Betweener. Wiener. Volume 4, guys. 1988 to 1989. We get the 2 annuals, so I'm pretty sure Evolutionary War and Atlantis Attacks is in this volume. Issues 15 to 23 of Silver Surfer. What else we got? Fantastic Four 325. That was also written by Englehart. I think he was going by the name John Harkness because he was pissed off at Marvel for something. Material from Marvel Comics Presents number 1. Silver Surfer 1 and 2. So, the 4th volume, 1 and 2. I think that's a double-sized. That was written, is also in this. There's a lot. And graphic novel, Silver Surfer, Marvel graphic novel. Oh, I think this is the one with the, hold on. This one has the annual 1 and 2. Judgment Day, yes. It has the Marvel graphic novel Judgment Day in this, guys. So, pretty big book. It's like another 480 pages, 88 pages, I don't know. This one was 488, volume 3 right here. And that's that, guys. I will try not to take too many days off. I know the 4th of July is coming, but I'm going to try to break it through during the weekend. unlike this past weekend. So, guys, that was a lot. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I'm sure I missed something, guys, because Volume 3 was a big book. Like big in terms of story, okay? And all told by Steve Englehart. A lot of political, racial overtones, undertones, even tones, odd tones, just everything. It was just a lot. The Elders, Galactus, just read the book, guys. All right, thank you, guys. Like and subscribe, or don't, whatever. But keep reading those epics. I read them so you don't have to, but I do it just because. And check out the post that I made on this volume so you can read up on what happens to each issue if you cannot find this book for yourself, guys. All right, Volume 4 Parables next, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.